Hey Lovies, welcome to my channel, Craft Away with May. I'm May. Welcome to my old and new subbies. I'm so glad to have you all here with me today. It's a thumbnail show. We are going to be doing, yet again, more Christmas DIY. So I'm going to stop running my mouth and we're going to jump into this first project. See you on the side, Lovies. All right, Lovies, we're jumping into this very first project, starting with this star I got from Dollar Tree out of the Christmas section. And we're just going to go in and remove that paper tag off of there. We are going to keep the hanger because I do believe it does tie into this piece. So here I was just trying to figure out which side I wanted to go with because we are going to be putting a faux stain on this and I really wanted that wood grain to come through. So what I'm going to do here first is take that little hanging piece and tape it down as you see there. Then I'm going to take this stencil I had in my stash. It is an essential stencil. And I am going to just go ahead and center that as to where I want it, and then we're just going to go ahead and tape it down using some painter's tape. Now I wanted to show you guys something a little bit different with stencils. I've done this on my channel in years past, and I was just sitting here thinking of, you know, what can I do just a little bit different on this video for you guys. And we're going to go in with a scorch pen. So it's really cool. It was all the rave a few years back, and if you're not comfortable with doing wood burning, this is a great alternative to that. So all it is it has some type of wood burning fuel in it, I guess you can say. And I'm just tracing out the stencil just like you would do if you had spackling paint, whatever the case may be. And there you can see it's just a light tint. Then you take your high heat temperature gun or high temperature heating gun and you just go over that and just let it linger over it for just a few seconds, and you'll see the wood scorching come to life. And I really love this because it is a really cool way to get a very high-end looking piece, in my opinion. Now some people may not think this is high-end looking, but I do love wood scorching, so I like it. And look how pretty it comes to life. And of course, the longer you leave it there, the deeper the color or the richer the color will be, but you also will risk that chance of burning your wood. So you have to just kind of play around with it. I'm not a professional, I'm not an expert in this. It is all done in trial and error, and I just go with the flow until I feel happy in my heart. So here's where we're going to go in with our faux stain, and I decided to use the Nutmeg Brown by Apple Barrel for this particular piece, just because I didn't want a deep stain look. I wanted to give it a very earthy kind of tone, since we are gonna play we're gonna do the nativity scene here on this piece. So once everything is all nice and dry, of course it did warp the wood because it came from Dollar Tree. You know what I'm saying? It's thin as flint. So here I'm just taking some of these stickers from Hobby Lobby. They are the 3D stickers, and I love the vibrant colors in these. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to place stickers throughout this star, and just to bring it to life. Now at first I was like, I don't know, maybe this is not working. But as I went through and as I kind of sat back and looked at it, I was very well pleased, and I really love the way this came together. It has Mary and Joseph and the baby Jesus. You have the three wise men, the heavenly angel, and the doves. And I was just like, you know what? I'm digging this. This is really cute, and it's a very easy way to get a very nice piece, in my opinion. Again, so right here, I decided to take some little scrap greenery that I had, and we're just going to put that up at the top to cover up that hole where the hanger or the, the jute twine is at, or that hanging hole is at. So we're just going to cover that up, and this does not need a whole lot of fluff and stuff, okay? This needs to be just simple and straight to the point, because we don't want to take away from the true meaning of this picture. So like I said, I'm just taking a few of those scrap greenery pieces and just laying them down. I'm not very good at this. You guys know that, with the greenery, florals, and bows and all that good stuff. That's not my jam, but I just roll with it until, hey, whatever happens, happens. Either we like it or we don't. And so then here I'm taking one of my little miniature Kathy Jobos, and we're just going to cut the tails on that to get them kind of even there. And we're going to put it right in the center of that little greenery piece, not to cover up that angel. As soon as I stop fighting with those glue webs, we're all good to go. Look at there. All right, nope, they kept coming back for me. All right. So here is where I'm going to just go in and glue that down. And that is literally going to be it for this piece. Now, I would also recommend adding a little dab of hot glue to those stickers just to make sure they don't come off. All right, we're going to go ahead and give a shout out to the sweet baby girl, Miss McKenna. Missy from Gleespin's Design recently told me that her baby girl likes to watch my videos, and she's a 6-year-old sweetheart. So, hey, McKenna, baby. Thank you for watching. So right here, guys, we're jumping into project number 2. And I got this super cute, I got 2 of them actually, Christmas bulbs from Dylan's, okay? And Dollar Tree has some similar in size, color. The only difference is they're covered in tinsel and they're not plastic. But you can kind of do the same things with these. If you just want to style them, you won't be able to put any wording on it like I'm going to do. So what you see I'm doing right here is I cut out from my Cricut Joy Merry Christmas, and I did use some gold color, it's like a glitter gold vinyl, and that was to match that the ring, not the ring, what is that, the top part there of the bulb. What is that, the neck, I don't know, whatever, that part. And I felt like it matched very well. And I was looking at this and looking at this, I wanted to put lights in it, but it had a lot of little scratches on it that you can't really see, you know, when you're actually looking at it at this point. But once I put the lights in, you could see them all, and I just didn't like that look. So I opted to omit the lights, and we're just going to still roll with decorating this piece. And guys, this was so simple, and all the crafts today were like super simple. And I mean, I don't even know if we can call them crafts, you know what I'm saying? But they're cute decorative pieces, in my opinion, for the millionth time. So what I was doing there, because this was an odd shape surface, when I laid down my vinyl to transfer the wording over, it didn't quite get on there. So I just had to do a little finagling to make sure that wording was lined up properly. So then I'm going to go in with another Kathy Jo bow, and we're going to put this on at an angle, because this ornament, or it's not an ornament, but this huge light bulb it's going to be laying at us, it's going to be laying on its side at a slight slant. Ooh, that was a lot. It's going to be a little bit slanted. Okay, so I did take some of these jumbo tower tumbling blocks that you can find at Five Below. You can also find them at Dollar Tree Plus. I haven't found them there yet, but you can find them at Five Below, and that's just going to be the base to hold this in place to keep it from rolling. And as you can see here, I'm just going to go ahead and adjust the tails to that bow, so they just kind of stay in place a little bit, and just add a little bit more to that decorative element part of this for me. And so I will say, if you guys watched my peppermint video, remember the ice cream cone, helicopter, that whole vibe? Now, this kind of almost did the same thing, more of like the Goodyear blimp vibe, but it was still cute, and I'm still gonna keep it, and it's still gonna be displayed, okay? But that was it for that piece, and we're moving on into project number 3 and 4, which is they're pretty much the same, but they're just 2 different shapes. So the process of what I'm going to do is pretty much the same for both of these. I'm going to try not to take you through all of it for each of them, but anyway, these are 2 wood plank signs, whatever you want to call them, I got from Dollar Tree. Okay, and I painted them in the color Snow White, and of course they got warped as well, but they were super warped, and I was like, okay, either I add another board to them, or maybe I can fix this using paint stir sticks. So I opted to go with the paint stir sticks, and it did help with the warping, not 100%. I would say about 85%, which was still good enough for me to work with it. Okay, so just work with what you got. So then next, I'm taking these 3 napkins, right? I also got these from Dylan's. I love the print on these, and I saw this one with the bow, and baby, if you know if you've been with me for any amount of time, you know I love me some bows, butterflies, and hearts, okay? And so when I saw this, I had to get this because I have been wanting to make some kind of decorations, like present, and I was like, you know what, this would be a very cute present sign without really saying a whole lot. I really do like this. I love the bow on it, and so I remember I had these 12 by 12 size wood hanging signs, and I thought this would be a perfect platform for this. So once I got that all Mod Podged on, so literally that's all I did was I painted it, Mod Podged it, ironed it on, and it sealed the deal. So I'm just going to take my little finger sander and remove that excess from around those edges so I didn't have to paint them, because that's the lazy crafter in me. Let's find the way where we don't have to do more than we have to do. So then I have this little Merry Christmas embellishment in my stash, and to cover up the wording where it has the trademark, wording on there. And at first I was going to let it ride, but it kept bothering me. So I was like, let's just figure out a way to cover this up, because I really didn't want to add any wording here. But I remember I had that, and I was like, okay, it's not too overwhelming. It won't take away from the sign too much. So I decided to add that there. Once I added that there, then my brain said, okay, now you need something else. So I remember I had this Santa from Hobby Lobby. I think it was $1.99. They have them all year round. Added that right there, and then I'm going in with the Chanel stem for the hanging piece, and we're done with this. Like, we're absolutely done. So now we're moving into project number 4, which again I'll say is pretty similar. The process is similar to number 3. The only difference is we're using different tissue paper, and it's a different shape. But what I was doing there was I was measuring out 7 inches from the bottom and 5 inches from the top, because we're going to take this a plaid napkin. I don't know if it's considered that tartan plaid or plaid or whatever kind of plaid. The plaid is rad, okay? I don't know. So then we're going to take that napkin that says seasoned greetings, and we're going to put that right in the middle of the 2. And again, we're wanting to do a play on presents, and I wanted 2 different sizes or shapes, should I say. So that's why this piece came into play. So then right here, I'm taking some of this ribbon and I'm removing the ruffle part of it. I don't know what this ribbon is called, but it's ruffly ribbon to me. But anyway, I wanted to cover up where those seams met for that plaid and the seasoned greetings napkin. And this is how I chose to do that, because I wanted to do a play on the green in this napkin. It is very pretty and rich to me. I love it. And then it also plays into the napkin that has the season's greetings on it. I love this together. This combination is so cute, and it just takes me back. It just like those traditional Christmas present colors we used to get, the gift wrapping paper. That's what it reminded me of, and I was just like, this is so stinking cute. Now I have this little wood cut out from a previous project that I had taken it off. It was already painted in this green. I did a little distressing on it, but it played nicely with this project. And so then I decided, let's make this look more like a present, and I decided to take some more of that ribbon, and I'm just going to add that to the bottom part of this sign. Now, if I had decided to do this for the top part, I would have needed to put this on before I put that wood bow on there. And so because I had it on there, I couldn't make it work, but I still feel like it still looked like a nice long shape present. So then I decided to take some more of the ribbon and create a hanger with this. I will also say, guys, if you are into finishing the back of your projects, please do that. Don't follow my lead. I'm a lazy crafter for the millionth time. And because this is mine, I know nobody's going to see the back of it. I'm okay with not finishing the back. So if it makes you cringe, do it. Don't do what I do, okay? So then we're going to go ahead and jump into Terracotta teacup number, I think we're on number 54. I'm really losing count. I'm going to have to start writing them down or putting them up in the corner now, because I'm getting lost here. I think we're on number 54. And again, we're going to go ahead and continue on like we did with our first project, and we're going to do a nativity scene. I could not do my Terracotta teacup series, especially this time of year, and not acknowledge the true meaning of Christmas with our teacups. So I found this super cute ornament at Hobby Lobby and instantly knew this was going to be a terracotta teacup at some point. So right here, what you see I'm doing is I'm trying to remove the scenery from the inside of the ornament because, you know, the true nativity scene was not in snow. Okay. So not that it bothers me or anything, but again, I wanted to kind of tie it into that first piece and keep that nice little rustic charm to it. So I decided that, you know what, I'll remove the scenery out of here and I'll just kind of zhoosh this up a little bit. So I'm taking some of my burnt umber paint and I'm painting the manger. I'm not painting Mary, Jesus, and Joseph. I'm only going to paint the stable, not the stable. And then I'm going to paint over the white part of this. So it's a very tiny scenery. I hope you guys can see it. I am going to freeze it for you guys though, so you guys will be able to get a better shot of it. And then I decided to take one of those 3D stickers. It had a star in it, and I decided to add that to the star that was already on here because it was so tiny. I wanted to make it pop just a little bit more. And so there you have it. I think it's super cute. I do think I freeze it again. I'm sorry. I thought I froze it right there. But I know for sure I'm going to freeze it for you guys to see. So here I was going to take one of these rub-on transfers, which I am going to take it. I'm going to use it, but I'm not going to use it how I intended to use it. Okay. I had big dreams here. I had great aspirations doing this, and it just didn't work out how I saw in my mind. So I had to kind of switch things up a little bit. So what you saw I was doing there is just cleaning with alcohol because it had a lot of little glitter around the rim. So I did cut out this rub-on transfer that I got from Amazon, and it has the 3 wise men on it. So I was trying to remove it. It was looking like it was going to come off, and I ended up ripping it. And I was going to put that in the back of the ornament, but you wouldn't have been able to see it how I want you guys to see it. So I opted to not do that, and I'm sorry I left this in here. I'm so sorry. So what I'm trying to do is piece it back together. So I can use, I'm still going to use it on this project, but I'm not going to use it inside of the ornament. So I was just trying to piece it back together so I could use it later on. And again, I'm so sorry that I left this in here. All right. So once I get my life in order, this is where I go in with the nutmeg brown paint, and I'm going to paint over that white surface at the bottom. Now I did need to get underneath those Christmas trees. I wish I had some little tiny palm trees to add back into this, but I didn't. So we're just going to keep the Christmas trees, but I'm going to remove them temporarily just so I can paint over that complete white surface. Okay, and once I do that, I only give it one coat. It didn't need a whole lot because once that nutmeg brown paint dries, it gives pretty much good coverage. So here is where I'm just going back and replacing or reinserting those trees that I removed from there. I did decide to add a little bit of hot glue because when I pulled them out, I did pull out quite a bit of that styrofoam. So they were a little bit loose, and I didn't want them to fall out once I put them inside back inside the ornament. So I also had broke the nativity scene as well, just a little crack, but I added some glue. But there you have it, guys. I think it's super cute. So here is where we're just gonna go ahead and I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? Oh, I know what okay, so I decided to add in some Spanish moss, just a little bit, not too much, because I didn't want it to cover the nativity scene, and because we had such a limited and small surface to work with, I just wanted to just put a little bit of that Spanish moss in there just because I felt like it gave it that rustic charm, especially with those bright green trees in the back. It was kind of throwing it off. But anyway, I just roll with that. Added that hot glue back down in that ornament, and I pressed down the little scenery. And I really didn't need to add any other kind of glue here. It is holding up pretty nicely. And so once I do that, oh, I was trying to see if I could add the doves in there. I was really trying to get a sticker up in there, y'all, but it just wasn't working. Okay, so here I'm gonna take some fairy lights because you guys know, okay, y'all know I like to light stuff up. I couldn't do it with my big light bulb, so I was like, okay, we're gonna put it here with the teacup. And all I did was I just took from the string of the fairy lights, I grouped together three of the little lights together just to make a little small cluster. And right here I was trying to put a hole in this ornament, and let me tell y'all, this thing is made out of some type of plastic titanium or something, because that hot glue gun was not melting through. I had to literally pull out my drill. I was there, I tried to get a hole in there with that hot glue gun for like about 5 minutes, and it kept slipping over, and I was afraid I was going to burn myself. So I was like, let's just pull out the drill, because that thing, it didn't even put a dent in it. And normally, with the hot glue gun, the tip, you just hold it there for a little while and don't burn through. Nope. I was like, okay, this is made out of some type of kryptonite. I don't know. But anyway, so once I got that hole in there, I'm going to go ahead and feed the line of lights through there. Like I said, just a little cluster that I created because I didn't want a big glow, because we are going to be putting the rest of the fairy lights at the bottom. And I think it's going to give it just enough of a pop, but not too much. So here we're just taking the macrame ring that we cut in half. We did paint that in the nutmeg brown as well. We're adding that to our terracotta pot to turn into a terracotta teacup. And I don't think I gave my spiel to those who are joining us for the first time on this channel. We have been doing a terracotta teacup series where we take a terracotta pot, add a handle to it, and turn it into a terracotta teacup with a theme. And we are on now number 54. We are in our Christmas series, guys. So I am so excited about this, and stick around because I like to show a quick flash of each terracotta teacup we have created thus far. So right here is where I'm starting the assembly process for this, where I'm just going to take just a little dab of hot glue and add it to the front of the ornament and the back of the ornament. And as you can see, I did leave the fairy light battery pack out, and we're going to just put that right behind our terracotta teacup. That way we can easily turn it on and off. And then we're going to go ahead and now take that rub-on transfer that we had earlier, and this is where we're going to apply it to have the three wise men at the bottom of the cup. Now this is probably one of the simplest teacups that I've made this far, but it's the one that speaks volumes to me. Like, it just did not take away from the true meaning of what I wanted to do for this cup. I think it's super cute. Now, it was a little off in angles because this was really late this night. I was getting sleepy and tired. So things weren't quite looking like they were supposed to. Not that they ever do, but this night my eyes were really going wonky, and I was like, okay, I'm tired, because I had one more project I wanted to do for you guys, and I couldn't even get through it. So I was like, another day for that one. Here I'm going in, adding another little bow to it, and here we are with the final reveal, lovies. And if you are still here writing with me, thank you so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You guys mean absolutely everything to me, and I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for coming back each week to watch my videos, to help with the growth of the channel. Guys, we are so close to that 10K. Like, it's right there, and I'm so excited about it. I can't wait for us to get to that milestone. I'm hoping and praying that we will reach it by the end of the year or sooner. I'll be okay with sooner. And I also want to continue to thank you guys for your love and prayers. It means so much to me. It warms my heart. It is just like a warm hug that I always need. And I want to thank you guys so much for that. But also, lovies, if you have not already done so, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, hyping the video, because that does help us smaller content creators out to get our videos pushed out more, to bring more to our family so they can enjoy with the fun and laughs and crafts that we have on this channel. I love this community, and I love bringing people into it who share the same love of crafting that we do. So yeah, definitely share and comments. Even if you guys don't do all the other things, you guys know how I feel about the comments. Keep them coming. I love chatting with you guys after each and every video. And of course, I want to know, lovies, if you had a favorite of today, leave that in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Again, I know these were probably super simple projects, and I don't even know if we could really call them crafts, but I have to say I did have a lot of fun creating them for you, and I hope that you did take away some inspiration from at least one. Okay? And don't forget to stick around, because we do have that the whole series coming up. And I also want to thank you all that have been participating in the 30 days of gratitude. You know, it's just a way for us to stop and recognize those little simple things in life that we often forget about. I know some of the questions, I'm not in control of the questions. I see them just like you guys see them on that day, and I have to stop and think about things, and I love that it brings those things to my attention. So I hope that's what you guys are taking away from it. I hope you guys are truly enjoying it. It's only going to be for the month of November, but I love reading you guys' comments there as well, because it just warms my heart. It does, and I'm not just saying that. All right, so thank you for that as well. And here are all the terracotta teacups. Let me know if you have a favorite of one of these. I know you guys always say either it's the same or you'll see a new one. Or if you have an idea, we have a running list going. If it's a new idea, we'll add that to the list. If it's already there, then hold out and wait for it to show up in the future, because it is definitely coming. I do feel like we're on the road to 100. We were supposed to stop at 10. But I do see that we do have more in our future, so I am super excited about that. So stick around for that. And again, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it so very much. All right. And oh my goodness, like I said, also, don't forget to hype that button. So once you hit the like button, swipe to the right, hit the hype button. And if you're interested in supporting my channel, this is how you can do so. But if not, I'm just glad to have you all here. And until the next video, hugs and kisses. XOXO. Bye.